Well, hello, good morning, and welcome back. I'm Claire, this is Purple Poppy, and today I am working on, look, I've got lots of bits and pieces here. I'm working on the next prompt from Amy over at Crafty Cat, 50 stack challenge number 2, and the prompts for today are 15 and 16, and they are land and water. So I did initially think that I would use this image of, land travel, and this image of water travel or sea travel. But I'm now not sure. If you're interested, those images came from this book. This is 525 copyright free illustrations for artists and designers. This is transportation. I've got the ladies and the men as well, and there's just lots of lovely black and white pictures in here that you can use. I don't know that I paid that for it, but it's by the Dover Bookshop, and I know they're available on Amazon if you're interested. Okay, so we've done that bit. Now, what I want to do, I think Amy did journal cards, but what I want to do today are little like bags. So I'm going to take my metal ruler and I am going to mark, actually I want it the other way, I'm going to mark just about, what's that, a centimetre-ish at the end, because that will be my fold over join for my bag. And then I'm going to fold it in half, but folding it in half after I've taken out that join part. Whoops, and that's not very straight, Claire, as per usual. So we just re-straighten that up. And then that's going to glue down there, glue across there. That'll give me a little bag. I'll get my fancy scissors to cut the top. So we're going to do that for both of them. 2 little bags. I always try, as you know, to do the same type of ephemera for both. I think we did postcards last week for rough and smooth. Okay, and obviously I don't want to glue it yet because I want to work on it, but I do want to know where the round the corner point is, if that makes sense. Okay, so I think before I go any further and start working on them, these are just pages out of a ring bound book that comes from the Works. It was very cheap. I think it was £1.50 or something. Like, I've got glitter all on me ink pad from something I was doing yesterday. Bit of a drama, but there you go. I'm sure we can manage, and eventually it'll wear off, won't it? So I'm just inking up these edges. I want that aged, dishevelled type of look. And then we'll start working on them. So that's that one. And just go up that seam. Ta-da! That's that. And then we'll do the other one. So, how are you? You all happy, safe and well? Getting some crafting done, I hope. I'm really pleased that a number of you are managing to find the channel. Thank you so much for bothering to watch and comment, and those of you that have subscribed, it is really appreciated. We can't build a channel without you. We need you guys to make the channel work. So there you go. Ta-da! Right, that was quick and easy, wasn't it? Now, what I want to do is, right, this one is going to be the land one. Okay, so I've got this Mr. Holt's stencil, and I'm just going to rub some of this archival sepia, the one that's got the glitter on. I'm just going to rub it through this stencil initially. I just want to get, you know, a sort of florally land image going. Okay, so just like that, very faint. Okay, I'm going to do the same on the other side, because obviously we want the front of our bag to be similar, not necessarily exactly the same, but definitely similar. I'm sorry about hubby coughing in the background, he's still trying to deal with this cold. So you can see we've got, you know, some interest on the page already. It was already coffee splat. Just brush off the glitter that's not supposed to be there. I'd already done the coffee splats in the background. We've now done these flowers. Now what I want to do, this is the fun bit. I've been out to my garden and I have collected a couple of leaves. I don't know what leaves they are because I'm definitely not a botanist. I'm really bad with plants. And I'm just going to lay them on there, making sure that I'm inside my workspace, which is why I needed the crease. I've got one slightly sad crocus there. And then I've got this beautiful, bright, wide awake one there. I'm going to fold over. Now, this has been called many things by many people. It's been called hammered flowers, pounded flowers, eco dyeing. You can hear me crushing the plant matter that's inside, and I'm just going over it with my roller. Now, I have done this before with a hammer. Oh, the smell, fresh garden. And it worked quite nicely. I've never done it with my roller, but obviously I didn't want to be bang bang banging on camera with you guys. So let's have a little look and see what has happened. We haven't got a lot of colour on there, but we have got some. Can you see? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it down. I'm going to put a book page on top. I'm going to stand up to get some real pressure, and I'm probably jogging the camera a little bit. And I think I might have to just have a little bash with my hammer. So I'm really sorry if it's going to get super noisy. I'll turn the camera. Oh, hang on. Let me show you first. You see? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put you on pause so you don't get annoyed by the banging. Okay, banging over. I'm going to lift it up and I'm going to pull off the plant life that is now obviously beyond its best days. Let's move that up there so you can see properly. A couple of little bits that might need to be knocked out. Okay. So you can see now, look at that, you can actually see the shape of that flower. Not so much on this side because it was on top of the leaves, but you can see the leaves on this one. So I'm pleased with that. I'm going to set that to one side to dry because obviously there's quite a lot of moisture come out of the plant there. So that's going to be my land one, and I'm going to pop that up there. Now, for my sea or water, I have got another Tim Holtz stencil here, and I'm now going to do the really obvious thing of transferring to blue. And I'm thinking that I'm going to get a multitude. I've got 3 blues. I've got this one, which is Ocean Blue by Harmony. I've got Colbert by Ranger Archival. And then I've got Cornflower by Wendy Vetcrey Archival. And I'm going to start, I think, with the lightest one, which is this one, and I'm gonna run this like Harlequin stencil, but I'm gonna run it on its side and make sure the edge is off the edge, because I don't want any straight areas, if that makes any sense. Okay. And then I'm going to come over this side and do the same sort of thing. Okay, and over here. And I'm just going to basically go all over it. Okay. I'm now, while I've still got the dark, I want to add in this Andy Skinner. I think it's called Alphabetti Spaghetti, and I just want to add some of these number and letter shapes with my Harlequin. Can you see? Like this. Just because I want this is to be the sea, and I want it to be sort of different colour blues and the non-traditional ways, just weird blueness. If that makes any sense. Weird blueness is what I'm going for. Okay, I'm now going to put, I thought that was, I see I've gone mad. I'm going to put the cornflower away. I'm now going to work with the Colbert, and am I on camera? Or have I come too far down? I think I'm on camera. I'm now going to bring a darker one in, you see. Let's have an 8 there. And should we have a C3 over here? Like so. And then I think I'm going to bring in this Ocean Blue, so it's a different blue again, and now I'm going to turn these up this way like that. So we're just getting a background, but a nice busy background is what I wanted. There we go, really busy. I think we need a little bit up this top corner because there's a lot of, that's it. There's a lot of brown up there. Okay, so this is my ocean background. And what I want to do now is I want to get a piece of coffee dyed paper from my drawer, my pre-done drawer, like that. Okay, and I'm going to try, I say try because I am no artist, okay, so I'm going to try with a pencil that's probably blunt, yes. Oh my goodness gracious me, have I got a pencil that's not blunt? That looks better. I'm going to try and draw a fish. So I think the basic idea of a fish is a circle sort of like that. So now we can improve on that, can't we? And we can come sort of like that. Okay, now I'm going to cut that out and see if it looks as awful as I think it looks. Obviously those of you that are proper artists will have drawn the most beautiful fish. Get rid of that. Now obviously this is some kind of fantasy fish because I seriously, oh, it's not too bad, it almost looks like a shark. That will do me, that comes from the ocean. And then I've got a stamp block, and I was looking at, where's it gone? I was looking at this set by Mr. Holtz. I think it's the one with the flower. No, it's not. This is the wrong case. Don't look at that. I don't know what one it is. But it's one of these where you get the stencil and the stamp. But I looked at this and I thought that would most definitely look like fish scales. So I'm going to break out the spiced marmalade. Spice marmalade, distress ink, and I'm gonna now turn my fish upside down, and we are going to scale our fish with what is actually I need to go the other way. I'm going to go that way with what is actually a flower stamp. But it doesn't matter, does it? Because we can use these things wherever we want. There you go, there's my fish. And then I thought, if I could find a water pen, a nice thin one. Obviously, this should be full of water, which it's not. Because, yeah, I was really prepared. But if I can get some water on my brush so it's nice and wet, and I can get a little bit of ink, I could maybe do some thin lines. Or tail, not fin. And of course he hasn't got any fins, has he? Because, hey, you know, I'm not an artist, so I didn't think about it. Never mind, hey. And, hey presto, we have a fish. We need an eye. There we go. We got a fish. We haven't got a fin, and that's actually bugging me now. So I'm going to quickly take the reverse, and I'm gonna, of that paper that I just used. Actually, no, the fin is lines, isn't it? So we don't want that stamped on there at all. we want a fin shape. What does a fin look like? Sort of like that. That's very sharky, isn't it? Oh dear, perhaps we're meant to have a shark, not a fish. In which case, it should have been silver grey, not orange. But these things... I sent it twice, and of course, strictly speaking now, that is the wrong way, because I've drawn all over that. So it's, is it going to be a bottom fin? And it's much too big, so we're going to just give him a bottom fin. He's a fantasy fish. It doesn't matter. That's my theory anyway. So we'll just do some more of our lines on here. So I'm just obviously dipping the wet brush in the ink and just creating lines here. There we go. Okay, I think we can cover that up. We can stick the top back in that before it gets spilt everywhere. And I think that is going to go with that. Right. I'm not sure, actually. Do I want it that bright? Because that now looks a bit goldfishy, doesn't it? So if I go back into the archival, we could maybe just dull it down a little bit, just so that it's not quite so goldfishy, because I don't think there's many goldfish in the ocean, or the sea. I'm changing the word, aren't I? Water, ocean, sea. It's all wet. Could be bath. You could have a goldfish in your bath. That's got water in. Anyway, stop being silly, Claire, and get on with what you're supposed to be doing. So I'm going to bring this in. I'm going to put my fish across the bag, and I'm going to find where my fin is going to sit, probably there. So there is my cockeyed, not very professional fish. I'm going to glue him into place. I'll glue this down first because it's obviously being hidden under the fish. Glue me fish. I could obviously have printed a fish out and done some fussy cutting, but I do that a lot, and I just thought for a change it would be quite nice to demonstrate my very bad artistry skills and draw my own fish. We had a bit of a giggle, didn't we? Just make sure that's properly stuck because it's on that fold. And then I'm gonna glue my bag closed. So I'm putting glue on this side flap that we folded deliberately and across the bottom, and then I'm just gonna press that down in place. Okay, I'm going to take my fancy scissors, or I would if I knew where they were. That's ridiculous. They were here this morning. There we go. Fancy scissors, the ones we use for stamps and the like, make sure you cut the right side. Don't cut the bottom that you've just glued, because that would be a bit silly. Sort of thing I would do, of course. There we go. It's not very straight, but then anybody that knows me knows my life's fight for a straight line is just, you know, ongoing and ridiculous. So there we go. A little bag with an ocean theme. And now we are going to do our land theme one with our flower. It's still not quite dry, so I'm going to need to be a little bit careful with that, but I'm going to glue up this side, make sure we didn't get any inside our bag as we won't be able to open it. A little bit across there, fold that up and in like so. This one, as I say, has just got the colour and the leaves, whereas this one you can see the flower and a bit of the leaf. Very pleased with that. You can see there where I didn't fold it straight, so I'm just going to trim that edge bit off, and there's a little bit at the bottom there that needs trimming. Oh, see, now that's better. Just put a little bit of ink in case that does show, and then we're going to take our scissors and we'll try and get a straight line this time, shall we? Who am I kidding? Right, make sure we're cutting the right bit. That doesn't want to cut that because it's like 3 layers, and these are not the best scissors. They do a nice shape, they just don't cut very well. So go back over our edge, and there we have, whoops, brush on the floor. There we have 2 little handmade bags to go in our journals for 15 and 16. Move it up a bit so you can see them properly. 15 and 16 of Amy at Crafty Cat's 50 stack challenge. Water and land. Stay safe. I'll see you very soon. Bye bye for now.